Coming to you from deep within the heart of Texas in our secret underground bunkers, it's the New Republic Radio Show. Welcome everybody to our Thursday's edition of the New Republic. I'm your host, Keith Clark, bringing you all the news that everybody doesn't want you to know about. But that's alright. Hey, just want to let you guys know that we got a new phone number. The number's going to be 979-31-TALK-6. 979-31-TALK-6. Feel free to call and refute any of my claims. Leave a rant, leave a message, whatever you like. We may even put you on the air if you're mean and nasty enough, or if you're intelligent enough. Who knows? Well, we're going to be talking about several different things that are in the news at the moment. So we're just going to kind of be running through a bunch of different stuff. So hold on and sit back, grab a cigar, a nice brandy, and enjoy. Well, looking through the news today, one of the biggest things that I see is a little article on the fact that the national debt has now increased by more than $664,000 per taxpayer since Mr. Obama was inaugurated. Now, there's roughly 81 million federal taxpayers that are actually paying taxes. If all those guys were given responsibility, guys and girls, responsibility for paying off an equal share of the new federal debt added, they would basically be having to pay the $64,000 that I was saying earlier. Now, that is added on top of what we already had. If you actually look at our entire federal debt of $15 trillion, that would mean that each of us would have to pay $193,000. Think about that. $193,000. You got that in your checking account? Or rather, your savings account, because you got to live. Sadly, I'll be honest, I don't. I mean, I can dig around in the couch, but I don't think it's going to help. Just saying. But this aggravates me because of the fact each person has $193,000 of debt, but the Democrats and the liberals want to invoke Obamacare and basically raise that much, much, much higher. Now, where are they getting this money? Sure, they can print it. The government can print all the money they want, but all that's going to do is cause inflation, just like it's been. So we're going to have to be, lugging around wheelbarrows worth of money to go, buy a loaf of bread or some milk. Really, I mean, I don't understand that. Like, get your head around that. $193,000 per tax-paying individual. We already can't pay that off. That's already too much. That's already red light. Stop. We have to do something. But no, the liberals are still proposing to spend more. The Fed just announced that they're weighing the thought that we might need to add more stimulus. Wait a minute. More stimulus? We're broke. What part do you not get of no more money? We're dead broke as a nation. We are basically a deadbeat nation because we can't pay off our debt. $193,000 per individual, we can't pay that off. No, what that means is we have to stop now. Stop it. And we have to figure out a way to get out of this mess. $193,000, I'm sorry, that should be a bell. There should be alarms ringing. Something should be going off in these lawmakers' minds that says, maybe we should address this debt situation. But it's not. No. Just like always, these idiots are running around thinking up things to spend money on. Oh, well, let's just change the entire economy to a green economy. Let's just waste billions and billions of taxpayers' dollars and create new businesses where there were none, businesses that serve nothing Services that are basically there that they make believe products. Because I'm sorry, energy's not free. And if it doesn't cost money, it's going to cause CO2. There's always a side effect. It's like physics. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. But you can't throw money into the dumpster, basically, that is green jobs. There's a reason why the private economy, why the private sector has not gotten into this part of business, if you want to say, because there's no money to be made. It's not viable. It cannot support itself. So my question is, why are we throwing money at something that we know it can't support itself? Well, the reason is because it makes people feel good about themselves. It makes them feel all warm and tingly. Well, you know what, Mr. Liberal, sitting there drinking your latte at Starbucks, reading your book. Oh, I'm sorry, reading your digital book on your Mac. Yeah. I don't care about how you feel. We're broke. Get over it. So what else do we want? What else are they going to spend? California's wasting all this money on another train, high-speed rail. Okay, I understand the idea, but now's not the time to do it. California is the most broke, or let's just make up a word, the brokest state in the union, and they're spending billions on a rail. Yep, that's liberal thinking right there. Just like San Francisco, San Diego, all of those cities are just in so much debt. You've got the third city now filed for bankruptcy in California. Why do you think they're all having money problems? Because they're all run by liberals. And these idiot liberals are just running the economy there, the city, everything. They're just running it in the ground. Because they don't understand that money is a finite resource. They can understand all day that gold and oil and anything to do with the earth and trees is a finite resource, but they can't seem to wrap their brains around the fact that money is a finite resource. That's the reason why you have all the problems in New York. That's the reason why you have Detroit. Detroit City has had so much financial problems. I mean, the entire city's basically falling apart. Chicago's falling apart. They have rampant crime in their streets. Why? Because liberals are in control. All these people that want to just basically throw away money on everything that's worthless and basically doesn't have to be done right now, and they don't want to take care of all the stuff that needs to be taken care of. They want to feel good. They want to feel nice about what they did today at work. Well, you know what? Feeling good and feeling nice at the end of the day, as they used to say, doesn't feed the bulldog. Do something. Do something that will help. Stop spending money. Understand the meaning of the word austerity. Do cutbacks. Do something. Help us out. It's like we're in a boat and the boat's taking on water, and instead of helping everybody else pail the water out, you're sitting there drilling holes in the floor. I mean, seriously. It doesn't take a lot of intelligence. A third grader could figure this out. But evidently, for some reason, whenever they get indoctrinated as a liberal politician, somehow they don't even have the ability to understand and cope of what a third grader would have. Because they're worried about feelings. They're worried about feeling good. And it's all going to be okay. I did something nice today. Well, I'll tell you what, if they don't stop, we're going to start having to see things like what they just did in Spain. Spain raises its sales tax to 21%. Now imagine if you had to go out and buy a new pair of shoes with a 21% tax on it. How would you feel about that? What if your next shirt, your $8 shirt, had a 21% tax on it? What if your next car had a 21% tax on it? How would you feel about that? Well, I'm betting right now, the folks that are listening to me right now, other than the liberals, you're just mad because I'm right. But I imagine y'all are sitting there saying, that's ridiculous, Keith. That is freaking ridiculous. But that's what's going to happen if we don't put the brakes on this train wreck that's happening right now. Spain tried to do the whole socialist thing. They tried to basically the government incorporate everything, government health care, government jobs, everything under the sun, every kind of holiday you can think of, every kind of paid time off and leave, and basically, work for 3 hours a day, come back home, and it's all going to be good. Yeah, well, you know what? Look what happened. When people don't work hard, and your government spends money like it's just basically a printing press, it's growing on trees all day, you end up with 21% sales tax. But y'all going to have to do something. You're going to have to make these politicians wake up and understand, if not throw them out. And I'm all for throwing them out. I don't care. If you're a Republican, a Democrat, get out. Out. Done. We're through with you. I hope you're just happy with this whole Obamacare thing, because we're just adding billions and billions on top of what we already can't afford. And here's the other thing. If you think it's going to be so great that everybody has nationalized health care, well, when the system is starting out, day one, the system is broke because we don't have any money to pay for it. Day one, imagine this, you open a business and day one, you're already in the black. And you have no way to make money. No way. It doesn't matter how many customers you have. It doesn't matter how much advertising. Nothing. You will never take in more money than you're expending. That's the kind of business they're going to be running with healthcare. And we're already $193,000 per individual in debt. So, would you like to be $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 in debt? Is that what you would like? Man, come on. Knock your liberal friend upside the head and tell him, what is the deal? Are you gonna pay my $200,000 off? You know what? If all of our liberal friends will pay the $200,000 off, I'll call it even. I'll be like, all right, you can have your health care. If you're gonna pay all my debt, that's fine, man. We'll just do your health care thing. That'll be great. But somehow I think the answer is going to be no. 979-31-TALK-6. If you disagree with me, call. Leave a message. Maybe I'll play it on air. If it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense, I'll still play it. We'll all have fun. Bottled water, long lens cameras, and Che Guevara t-shirts banned from the Olympics. Well, they're going to be having the Olympics here in Great Britain, and some of the people are kind of upset because they're banning all this stuff. I don't know. Sad to say, I'm not a big Olympics person, so I don't really have an opinion on this here nor there. But one thing I do actually understand is the Che Guevara shirts, and I really don't understand why our popular culture has pushed Che Guevara almost like a religious symbol. It amazes me to see rappers. It amazes me to see Hispanic, Black, Asian, any kind of ethnicity person wearing a Che Guevara shirt. Because Che Guevara was an out and out blatant racist. Yeah, he was a revolutionary. But his revolution was not for you. He did not want you in his country. And if he was still alive today and you showed up in his country, he would do everything he could do to kick you out, torture you, and or kill you. So, all these little 16-year-old, 20-year-old idiots out there running around with the Che Guevara shirts, it just drives me nuts because I want to go up to them. Yeah, okay, I'll admit I shouldn't, but I just want to beat the crap out of them for just being so stupid. But that's not the nice thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. I know, I'm a bad guy. It's okay. I'll get over it. And for you liberals out there that are listening to me, yeah, I'm a pretty big guy, so I really wouldn't have any problem doing that. But hey, anyway. The thing is it's just infuriating when you see somebody who knows nothing about Che Guevara wearing the shirt. And it's obvious that they don't know, because if they did know, they wouldn't be propagating him. or his legend, or whatever, the phenomena, the cult of personality that is Che Guevara. They would not be perpetuating that. One other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that in Lufthansa's Flight 181 in 1977, the Palestinian terrorists were wearing Che Guevara shirts. So, I mean, if that's your thing, I mean, if you want to emulate Palestinian terrorists, man, I guess it is a free country. I mean, you make yourselves look completely ignorant and stupid. It's whatever. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting when I saw that in the news. Tree rings prove climate was warmer in Roman and medieval times than it is now, and world has been cooling for over 2,000 years. So, my liberal friends, how does that make you feel? The more and more information that comes out, the more scientific research that finds that man-made global warming is a hoax. And in your theory of global warming is a hoax. Because it is true that there is climate change, and the earth does warm and heat on its own. It does cycles that have to do with the sun, the earth's rotation, the earth's position in the galaxy. Yeah, all those things make a difference. Man is not greater than the universe. Man does not have as much power as the universe. Heck, even a volcano, just one volcano warms the earth 10 times more than what the human population does. So, you know what? I mean, I know we kind of have big heads and we're full of ourselves, but we are not as powerful as the sun. We're not as powerful as volcanoes. And we're dang sure not as powerful as the solar system and the galaxy. Another story come out today on the same topic. Satellite study of Asian mountains show that glaciers are not melting. Wow. That's got to hurt some more there, my liberal friends. They're not melting, and some are actually gaining new ice. Glaciers between Pakistan and China have gained mass of ice since 1998. Survey using satellite data. Area accounts for 3% of ice-covered area on Earth. Gain in thickness between 1999 and 2008. Flies in the face of predictions of climate activists. And that's the key word right there, climate activists. Because that's the question. When are activists ever accurate with their data? Because the very word of an activist, the very definition of a person who is an activist, is to get their idea, their philosophy, to get that out there, to spread it. The problem with these new age activists is they will do anything to get people to listen to them. So they go out and they sponsor studies with their own money. They adjust the data, they curb the data, they just out and out lie about the data. So that's the reason why you have all these activists out here claiming that, man is killing the planet, we're just doing all this horrible stuff to the earth. But they completely ignore the natural cycles of weather that this planet has, and has had for thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, or billions of years, depending on your particular worldly outlook. But that's the thing. The earth constantly changes. It has cycles. It's ups and downs. It gets hot, it gets warm. It gets hot, it gets warm. It gets hot, it gets warm. And it flows back and forth, back and forth. If you look back far enough, you'll actually find out that the Sahara Desert used to be a lush green plain. Wow, the biggest desert on the earth used to be lush and green. And in fact, it goes back and forth from desert to lush, depending on how you look at from what they're saying, if you believe that stuff, it's every 20,000 years. It goes from green to lush, green to lush, green to lush, every 20,000 years. I mean, maybe that time frame's completely off, but at some point it does do that. There's a lot to be argued about the whole carbon dating thing. But, depending on which side you fall on that, it's either 20,000 years or at some point it does actually cycle. We see it in the fossil record. So I wish you liberals would just get that in your head. The earth changes. Stop being so self-important that you think that you're so powerful, you're so influential that you can change what the universe does. You can change what this planet does. I'm sorry, you're just a speck on this planet's butt. You're nothing. Get over it. And that goes to another thing I was talking over with my cousin last night. A lot of folks get so upset about the CO2 and driving cars and turn your lights off, your house lights, because you don't want to use more power. It's burning coal. And, everybody always talks about do it for the planet. Well, you know what? Here's my question. Why does nobody ever say release CO2 for the trees? Release CO2 for the grass? I mean, don't trees get hungry? They need CO2. Just like you need food. If you cut out all the CO2 from the planet, all the plants and trees would die. Then guess what comes next? All the animals and then us. CO2 is good. It's a good thing. The next time you see a big diesel truck driving down the road, black smoke pouring out the pipe, honk your horn. Give him the thumbs up. Tell him thank you for feeding my trees. CO2 is a natural part of the ecosystem. Yes, technically too much of it can be a bad thing. Too much of anything can be bad. Too much oxygen is bad. Too much water is bad. But we're not getting anywhere near too much CO2. It's a process. It's something that naturally happens. If you weren't running your car, then there would be a volcano out there somewhere producing tons of CO2. If you weren't watching TV burning energy from the electric company where they're burning coal to make that electricity, if you weren't doing that, there would be cows out there flatulating in the pasture, emitting CO2. It's a natural process. Enjoy it. Am I saying go out and destroy and do bad, harmful things to the earth? No. But I'm saying live your life and don't let the thought of your, carbon footprint deter you from having a full and enjoyable life. Yeah, I mean, if we had smokestacks every 10 feet just pumping out tons and tons of smog and all this other stuff, okay, that's bad. There are parts in China where they don't have, they have tons and tons of factories and stuff, and there's just a gloom over the city 24 hours a day. Yeah, that's bad. You need to help that. You need to curb that. But if you're going outside and it's a nice and clear day and you don't see all that, then you know what? Enjoy the nice day. Listen to the birds. Listen to the trees and the grass saying, thank you for the CO2. Thank you. Yeah. Give a tree a high five. Something. Don't hug them. That could be construed as sexual harassment. I'm just saying. Sorry all you druids out there, but be careful about hugging trees, okay? I'm just saying that can be inappropriate. No, I did not say humping trees. All right, just so that I'm clear. Okay, thanks. Anyway, 979-31-TALK-6. 979-31-TALK-6. If you have a recommendation, if you have a complaint, an argument, a good idea, if you just want to say hi, if you want to give a shout out, I don't care. Just leave it. We might play it. Alright, guys. That is going to be it for the Thursday show. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, I did, so I don't care. Alright. Well, y'all have a great one. And I will see you on Monday. Later. Inside my heart can't break the fear inside of yours. And if you see me losing faith in what it means to die, don't let me leave before I know what lies behind the stained glass doors. Save sorrow for the souls in doubt. Bleed every
spoke, we have a tear to cry. For every silence like a wall between a better you and I. So if you see me losing sight of all the death in life, you find the peace in every time I fail to see the death in mine. Let all the fear inside you drown. Tear out the blade and lay it down. Save sorrow for the souls in doubt. Bleed every care out. Will you carry me down the aisle that final day? With your tears and cold hands shaking from the way. When you lower me down beneath that sky of gray, let the rain fall down and wash away your pain. Ooh, the blood is rushing out. I'm better off without. Ooh, the walls are closing in. Ooh, sing for me again. Will you carry me down the aisle that final day? With your tears and cold hands shaking